friends. Welcome to Family Faith Formation. I'm here at the Playhouse with my friends Harold and Harmony. It's our second session of the Beatitudes.
Hello, friends.
Hi.
Today we will learn some of Jesus' most important teaching. Jesus spent a lot of time healing people, the hurts and pains of their bodies. But Jesus saw that people also had broken hearts and not much hope. He decided to care for them in another way. So Jesus led the people who had been following him to a mountain. Mountains had special meaning in Jesus' time, and they are still very special today. Some people believe that mountains are holy places, places where you can feel God with you. Maybe because they reach so high into the sky. There are lots of stories in the Bible about people connecting with God on a mountain. Harold and Harmony, can you think of any of those stories from the Bible?
Moses got the 10 Commandments on a mountain.
That's right, Harmony.
Didn't Jesus get all shiny and bright and white on a mountain? What was that called? The regurgitation?
Harold, sometimes you almost make me sick.
You're mostly right, Harold, but it was called the Transfiguration.
Oh, right, the transfiguration.
It was the Transfiguration, Harold.
That's what I said.
Ugh.
All right, friends, it's time for us to go hear from some of our friends who are at home. Let's go see the Warrens.
Hi, Audrey.
Hi, Mom.
It seems especially fitting that we should have this backdrop for this week's question is, what's the tallest thing you've ever climbed?
Tallest thing I've ever climbed. Well, last summer I took a trip to Germany and I stayed with an exchange student. She came here for 2 weeks and then I went over there and stayed with her. Her name is Antonia.
We called her Tony.
Tony. Miss her. And we took a day trip to a town called Venneglode. And in this town, there was this pretty big mountain, and it was at the very top of the hill was Venneglode Castle, which is a museum, but it's just a museum about this castle and the family that owned it. It was beautiful architecture, and it was just a really cool place. And the cool part about the hill itself was that you could look down and see the village below, and it was so beautiful. And there was forest, beautiful trees all around us.
Not quite as colorful as all this.
No, mostly green. And on the way up was just fine, but on the way down, it started pouring down rain. And that metaphor is kind of interesting, that when you're coming back from something so cool, something so picturesque and breathtaking, that starts to rain, it's kind of being taken away from that experience. And that it was a super cool place.
You have that great memory, though.
Yeah, that's the tallest thing I've ever climbed.
There you go.
Thank you, Audrey and Julie.
Jumping Junebug. I can't believe Audrey climbed all the way to the top of that big hill. That's amazing.
Once I climbed the top of a tree and Harmony had to help me get down. Do you remember that, Harmony?
Yeah, you were up high in that tree. I robbed him down with some goldfish crackers.
Jesus knew that high places and mountains helped people feel God with them. So he chose a mountain as a good place to give an important sermon. A sermon is a talk that helps people grow closer to God.
I love Pastor Joanna's sermons.
Me too, Harmony. The people wanted to hear Jesus' sermon so bad that they climbed all the way to the top of the mountain to listen, just like we saw last week.
Rachel, are you and our faith formation friends going to climb up the mountain again today?
Yes, but today we are going to climb up the rocky side of the mountain.
Ooh.
All right, I'm going to go check out the rocky side of the mountain. Friends at home, I would love it if you could come with me. All right, let's go. Bye, Harold. Bye, Harmony.
Bye, friends.
Bye,
Good
Rachel.
luck.
Bye, friends.
Wow, look how rocky this side of the mountain is. Last week, we hiked all the way up the mountain. But did you know that there are lots of ways to move up a mountain? Stand up with me, friends. We are going to try out some different ways of moving up the mountain. Come on, stand up. Okay, let's see. Some people hike like we did last week. So move your arms and your legs and hike, 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 hike. Some people use ropes to go up a mountain, not just rock climbing. Let's pretend to climb up a rope. Some people roll using a hiking wheelchair. Pretend to push the wheels of a wheelchair. That's so cool. You know how else people get up a mountain? You would probably need ropes for this too. They climb. Rock climbing is so fun. Since we're going up the rocky side of the mountain, we better do some rock climbing. Since we are rock climbing up the mountain, I am going to put on my helmet. I have my special rock climbing helmet right here. It's important to wear our helmets when we do things that might be dangerous. All right. If you don't have a helmet at home to wear, that's okay. All right. Are you going to pretend to climb this mountain with me? I hope you will. You can crawl on the floor like you're climbing, or you can pretend to climb using your arms like this. Okay, pick how you will climb and we will count to 20 and climb up together. I really want you to join me. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. Okay, 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Are you still with me?
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Whew, we made it. Let's find a seat and settle our bodies after that big climb. In the Sermon on the Mountain, which was one of the first sermons we know about that Jesus gave, Jesus lists 9 ways people are blessed. Remember, to be blessed meant to the people that they were happy or satisfied. They thought that happiness was because of how their life was going. But we know Jesus likes to turn what we think upside down and show us a new way. Let's read Jesus' teachings together.
When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up the mountain. His disciples came to him, and he sat down. Then he began to speak and taught them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you."
The people listening to Jesus could barely believe what he was saying. Some were confused. Some were surprised. Some were relieved. People who were sad or mourning were blessed. Meek, gentle people would receive power. That is the opposite of what they were used to. They were used to happiness or being blessed coming from having lots of cool stuff and having the power to do whatever they wanted. Did you notice how each beatitude seems to include 2 parts? First, Jesus makes a statement. Then he gives a promise, like this. Jesus makes a statement, blessed are the poor in spirit. Then Jesus gives a promise, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. In each verse of the sermon, Jesus names a group of people we wouldn't usually think of as happy, content, or blessed, and then offers them a promise for healing and hope right now, not just in the future. The way Jesus promises these blessings is his way of bringing God's kingdom to us here and now. Before we head down the mountain, I would like to bless you, give you a blessing. As you know, a blessing is something you receive. So open your hands like you would receive a gift, and I will speak a blessing. If you would like to receive the blessing, you can imagine the blessing going in your hands and then put it right in your heart. Okay, ready? You are blessed because you follow the way of Jesus all the way up the mountain. When we follow Jesus, we are blessed with good wisdom. Harold and Harmony, we learned a lot on the mountaintop today. I have a worksheet that I'm going to give you. You can think more about the Beatitudes. Friends at home, remember to pick up your worksheets. They're at the back of the church, and you can pick those up whenever you can. And you have family activities and things like that.
Wow, thanks, Rachel. Do we get to color?
Yeah, and you can spend time talking together about some of the questions that are on it.
Well, what's one of the questions?
Well, one of them is, what modern beatitude ideas do you have? In other words, can you make up a beatitude that applies to us today?
Oh, I've already thought about this.
Okay, what'd you come up with, Harmony?
Blessed are those who stay home, for they will have more time to color.
Holy moly! That's a good one, Harmony!
Thank you.
Yeah, it is. That didn't seem very challenging for you at all, Harmony. We face all kinds of challenges in life. Climbing a mountain would definitely be a challenge, but it would also be a blessing. It's like the Beatitudes, something challenging leading to a blessing. Friends at home, what kinds of challenges and blessings do you think you would experience if you were climbing a mountain? Maybe it would start to rain. Maybe your legs would get sore. Maybe it's getting late and the sun is going down. You can discuss this with your family or with a friend. You could draw pictures about it. You could even act it out and climb up a mountain together with your friends. You can act out the blessings and the challenges.
Rachel, do you think we can hear from more of our faith formation friends?
Yeah, our friends Sept and Annalise are going to tell us the stories they created about the challenges and blessings we might face in the great outdoors.
Oh, yay, I can't wait.
All right, let's go see Sept and Anna.
This is people being the family and the alone camp. And it's a good one. And this is people giving thumbs.
Can you hold it up so we can see?
And they are doing, and they are giving thumbs. And this is people getting bit by mosquitoes while they are going camping.
Is that a struggle?
And this is people, one person, and it's blocked, his path was blocked. But the gun and the mouse put it up and lifted it back up and put all it back out once.
Can you hold it up so we can see?
The end. That story is about two little girls on a hike. Two little girls went for a hike. Their names were April, Earl, and May. Hi, I am April, and I love hikes. I'm May, and I love and I also love hikes. They saw beautiful birds, made up lots of pictures. It was a blessing. Wow! They came to a hill. It was very steep. It was a struggle. But when they got to the top of the hill, they found flowers. It was a blessing.
Wow, those are great stories!
I agree, Harold. Thank you, Seth and Anna. It's time for us to go now, but before we leave, we're going to have a closing prayer. Friends at home, you and Harold and Harmony can repeat after me as I say the words. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's pray. God of hope,
God of hope,
thank you
thank you
for encouraging our hearts
for encouraging our hearts
and strengthening our spirits
and strengthening our spirits
with your promises.
with your promises.
Help us live in your way
Help us live in your way
as merciful, pure in heart peacemakers
as merciful, pure in heart peacemakers
who bring your kingdom
who bring your kingdom
to earth here and now.
to earth here and now.
Show us who needs your hope today
Show us who needs your hope today
and lead us to share it.
and lead us to share it.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for joining us today for the Beatitudes. Have a great day.
Bye, Rachel.
Bye.
Bye, Faith Formation friends.
What does the reign of God look like? How will we know it is here? There's good news for all, love for our neighbor, mercy, healing, compassion. One day the people were listening and waiting for good news. Jesus said, the kingdom is near you, now come and find.